Uh, I want to start with two problems that we have seen. One, of course, there's a job loss that has already happened. I mean, if a report is to be believed, over 2 lakh jobs have already been taken off the rooster, so to say. However, the problem is grave with the first timers. The problem is, you know, in any case, computer science graduates were the most underemployed resource people in the past as well. So not everyone or not all of them were landing up jobs in any case. The second, however, problem today is with this whole remote working, whatever style of new office or working style. A lot of companies have said, we don't want to take freshers on because we will have no absolutely no control on how they will perform while sitting in their homes. Now, Amit, you've been hiring these freshers. I mean, how are you, you know, uh, addressing this point of view? Does this thought of whether they will be able to perform sitting in their homes, you will not be able to give them hands-on training, etc. How is an organization like Hanu addressing this?
Very right, Rohit. You have this perspective right. No, I see that freshers and as you said, that people who haven't hit the job market yet do have this feeling. But say, I kind of in disagreement with the whole scenario which is being portrayed. Giving from the example that Hanu, we are not that big, multi-thousand people company. It's just around 500-600 rock stars we have. What we did is we believe and we start with a trust-based relationship, and it's all happened, in terms of work from home and giving your rock stars the ability to perform. That you give them all tools required. So yes, companies do have these apprehensions that they have no control about it, but we don't believe in controlling because it's about your achievement on the KRAs or OKRs assigned to you. So let's give an example. So we from the early March on anyway, we were very flexible company. We did not have this culture before anyway that okay, you have to come in office all time, all days. No, it became that from the flexible hours we became flexible days company, and it's a lot back before even this corona was. And during the corona it became work from anywhere company. So and we kept on adding those fresh talent from the campuses. How it worked for us, there's a program we run called Hanu Azure Academy, and it's very essential that when any fresher is coming on, he or she should know what kind of responsibility he should be sharing it. Earlier when office were on and people were coming, there were more culture of collaboration, peer understanding. With the work from home, that went away. But then how did you cope with that? So what we did is, instead of just in-premises collaboration platform, we made it a virtual platform where all the refresh recruits do not feel that they are not learning anything. There were small groups formed, the teams were formed, and it's all about working in a team anyways. So for us, the rock stars who joined us, we feel there was no lack of collaboration. Second, there was no lack of productivity. In fact, they became more productive because they were into the impression that if they are not coming to office, they are not learning anything. So what in turn it came that they were putting more efforts in self-learning modules. So that's how it happened, and we as a company collaborated and given them more tools and platforms where they could use it. Journey from side of Hanu is that we never stopped. We saw that this is only momentary because world is not dying any today. It's not like Corona came and pandemic came and everybody stopped breathing just suddenly. No, it just slowed down the movements bit. And we, unlike other companies, we honored our commitments to have even the rock stars who were offered in from the previous batch. We reached out to all campuses with which we have relationship that hey, if you have people who were honored or who were given job offers by all biggies last year, and by any so reason they are not able to join or withdraw the offer, give them to us. And campuses were really happy to listen that, and we had kind of around 50 62 students from very prominent universities who were placed by campuses in these biggies came to us because they wanted to start, and we also helped them to get it. And I said we are blessed that we did it because those the people who came from the last batches had already the learning curve which was higher than new campuses which we are graduating in 2021. So it's all about your mindset as a company, and we believe that this fresh blood is very very important. technology is very rapid. But you must have all heard that no, a 1 year guy in technology can easily beat around 5 years experience in terms of skilling and the learning curve, and that is true because these minds are so sharp and creative that okay, I tell you why. Because I'm an old goat, right? So but if anything which comes to me, I take that information bits and byte, I try to process it, then I to learn it. And anybody who's coming to my department who is super sharp and creative, they come and they brainstorm like, okay, then I have to see, okay, am I really belonging here nowadays? And that's how it's happening with freshers as well. We appreciated the passion and the creativity they are coming with, and that beats every lateral knowledge you anticipate from experience hires. From my point of view, it did impact. Few companies did not honor, but most of them did, and they hired because we see that campus recruitments are there. We are competing with everyone because we believe in getting best of best. So most of the campuses we visited in 0 week of placements. And by the time we were doing that, there were parallel companies who were tier one enterprises. And that's we see that demand is there. Students are competing. And one thing, if any one of you in the job aspiration side is listening me, please, this is one take I want to tell you before I sign off or give my to my peers, is that do not just sit back and think about, okay, now nothing is happening because corona has hit up and pandemic has destroyed the market. No, you have to use this opportunity to keep learning. When I interview anyone from the campuses, my first two thought of process is this: first, how this person has contributed his time or her time during this last 6 months when academia campuses were not on, and second, how passionate were you about learning these things. So in turn, it actually gave you upper hand because these 6 months when you were not in college and you were not spending time attending the lectures, most of the time of course they were virtual lectures as well, but if you learned few things on the languages or algorithm or programming side or any other new skills, be it AI or machine learning or whatever, it added value to your profile. And we only appreciated this fact that we are blessed that we came to campuses and we had all of you. Students excitement was phenomenal, and then we couldn't be more happy to be in this scenario when we hired more than around 300 people just from these campuses this season. So guys, keep learning, do not stop, keep adding skills to your resume, and that's what all companies look for. It's not about that how did you perform in your academia more of, but then how did you utilize your time in order to improve yourself. That's all from me for this part of session.
No, I mean not the and Amit can address it to begin with, and then everyone else should chip in. Is genuinely more value being given to the skills, or this is only being said in events, so to say? Are you genuinely now happy to look at people who are not from IITs and triple ITs, from Amities or from Amities, but people who are from smaller towns, smaller colleges, yet they have skills which can which can be used by folks like you, and then they can be cultivated into better resources as we go along. Is there a genuine value being given to the skills which students should acquire in their education
Okay,
journey?
right, very right. Even I wanted to speak to on this myself and wanted to address this. So there are a couple of aspects to it. I tell you. So we as a company, we don't never discriminate between campuses to campus. Our standard package is there, even if you are from the IIT or from interior college of XYZ. So what happens is, and that is one of my observation, there are always number of students who are brightest among the lot, irrespective, right? So if there is a university with 25,000 people and that is in the cosmopolitan university with in the very urban area, have a brand value, they call themselves number one university, this and that. So let's go. We talk about having their 100 students evaluated. We we end up hiring more in terms of final selections. When we go to interior hinterlands college through a campus, let's say joint campus, because we do want to give that opportunity to students, we do hire, but yes, number of students which got hired are less. And it's again, as Thomas said, it's about the match of hard and soft skills. And it's very, very correct that whatever, like how strong candidate in terms of technical knowledge you are, if you're not able to communicate, if you're not able to understand, you're of no value. Because for us, you to teach English or any other language which is preferred by clients, it will take us years, and we cannot just spend that of money. Unfortunately, the reality of this world, even we hired them, and panelists and Thomas correctly touched upon it, that we have to spend time, our resources, money, to cross train them and to first train them. As I mentioned before, Hanu Azure Academy is one program which goes with 30 days of rigorous training post they are hired, and they are on the payroll from the one day, right? So let's see, 30 days of training, classroom training, then 3 months of incubation, and that means 4 months you spend, and then after a year, let's say in few months, when these new hires gets a wing, they fly away, because we don't believe in as other companies do. We don't sign any single agreement that you have to stay XYZ days. No. But then when you say about the value, how it comes, we do say yes. For our intention is to actually say that even whatever college are you from, we believe that you, if you have worked on yourself, there are things which we can make you learn, and there are things which we cannot. So our focus is that your basic core skills, in terms of your personality, in terms of your passion, and we have five few qualities, like, as a, that you have it, you have to be a good team player, you have a good problem solving skills, you have to be a more passion and more motivated, and no collaborator. And then about the value system we have in Hanu, these are the core skills which we don't want to teach you, that should be inherited when we are talking to you. Rest in the technology side, we see, okay, that this is a minimum bar we set for ourselves. So if you don't know the logic about writing algorithm, man, you have to pardon us, because that's where we don't want to go and spend around 4 years teaching you that. And that's where the campus comes. Academia is very important. We have collaborated, and the problem is, because why Hanu, company size of us, who is not even 1,000 people as in today, want to spend this much of money and resources training the people and going to campus and hunting talent? First, the problem is the talent we are looking is so unique that it's not in the market, and the people who do have skill have their expectation touching the rocket. So let's say, just an example from the hypothetical terms is, 1 year guy, if we start looking for, let's say, a core cloud computing platform PaaS services, would demand you 15 lakhs. It's crazy, because whole Indian IT industry works on the cost arbitrage and labor arbitrage principle. And that's what, if you started asking dollars on that, that doesn't work. So companies like us have to spend on the talent. And when we are spending the talent, it becomes so cumbersome for us to manage the talent, to train the talent and all. And on top of it, you have to continuously nurture them, spend on them and all that. And whereas the focus, from you being running a company and innovation, the focus of leaders like us becomes, okay, how do you want to hire, how do you want to train, how do you want to retain? And that's, seriously, I don't want to do that. Reason, it takes your whole energy away. Just an example, from the last 6 months, all I'm doing is visiting all the campuses, hiring in different universities. So we have 20 recruitment team people, along with multiple agencies working with us. Anything and everything we are doing to attract the talent. Do we want to do that? No. But we are forced to do that, because the talent which are available is either not employable to the extent we want to be, or secondly, no, but there are not enough companies or academia who wants to invest in this. Last, before I sign off on this, I want to tell, yes, there are solutions, that yes, companies do run center of excellence as we do, because we were fed up with the system. We collaborated with two major universities in India and one in North America, that we started Hanu center of excellence with them. From the very starting, the students are involved each year. They take 100 students in that center of excellence, and we are given first right of rejection, right? So these students are given the academia and the curriculum we suggested as their optional subjects. And after the, like, when they are in the fifth semester and when they become ready to hit the market, Hanu has a first say to absorb all of them, or many of them, or none of them, depending how they did it. So yes, everybody is trying to solve their problem in their own way. But is it the ideal world to deal with? I would say no, because India, from the coming, as a software power of the world, it's only became successful that we had this talent, has this population and the creative minds. But there are other countries picking up, and if you want to remain in race, academics and the institution education system and the tech industry in general have to play greater role in producing quality talent, and that's what my say is. So unless until we don't think now, but no, we are kind of in losing race, because the world never remains same. And apparently, if you see the powers from the past and history, who were multi, as you say, the largest economies of the world from the time of BCs, we can start it. One time, Persia region was among the top economy of the world. Then this subcontinent, India, was among the top economies of the world, and then became Americas and all. And it's a cycle, right? And how these economy evolve and hit the downstream because of their human capital. And what I see is that we are not really investing enough in our human capital for the future we want to be a top economy of this world. So that's my take, my friends. You have to not only spend on you just for the sake of having your country prosper and then be known as the legacy that it was. Please learn something which is adding value to yourself and to the country and the prosperity of whole in general. Thank you.